So you got a lowball offer on your house. Now what? Well, if you're planning on selling your home this spring, you need to be prepared to receive a possible lowball offer. The housing market activity has slowed since the interest rates have stagnated around 7%, but prices are still super high due to low inventory. So this has created a situation where a lot of buyers have warped expectations of what a good offer on your home should look like, and you need to know how to respond. I know a lowball offer can feel super insulting, but you always need to think strategically when selling your biggest asset. So today I'm going to go over how you should strategically react to a low offer to ultimately get the deal you wanted all along. So let's get into it. Tip number 1 is check the comps one more time. Before you deal with a low offer, double check that it's actually as low as you think it is. The housing market does change, sometimes at a pretty rapid pace, so make sure your home is still worth what you thought it was. You might even be a little pleasantly surprised because some experts are predicting that home prices might bump up a little bit this spring. Check comparable homes in your area to see where prices are trending, whether it's up, neutral, or down. Also ask the buyer's agent if they've reached their price based on their own comps. Huge. If they can prove home prices, or if you can prove home prices in the area are actually higher than they thought, they might be willing to increase their offer without much negotiating. Now remember, the market ultimately decides the value of your home, not your asking price. Tip number 2. Always counter the offer. So you've checked your comps, your home is still as valuable as you thought, and your buyer isn't budging. What now? In my opinion, it's always worth it to counter unless you suspect the buyer isn't acting in good faith. If the buyer rejects your counteroffer immediately and insists on their lowball price, you can safely walk away knowing they're just probably fishing around for a smoking deal from an unprepared seller. Point number 3, compromise on other terms. One of the reasons why your buyer may have offered a low ball price up front is because they don't have enough money to offer full price. While many sellers think that's a total deal breaker, I highly recommend at least hearing your buyer out. Chances are they'll be willing to give you great terms on other negotiation items to make up for that lower price. For example, if you need a longer closing date, some rent back, or you want contingencies to be reduced, they're probably willing, you might be willing to budge on price a little bit. However, if price is a main sticking point, I recommend offering something like covering the buyer's closing costs or buying down their interest rate to free up some of their cash. So what does this all look like at the end of the day? Well, you know, I always believe in negotiations. Dealing with a lowball offer is not fun, but it's necessary if you want to get a deal on your property put together. So if you have any questions about our spring market, lowball offers, or something else, please email or call or reach out. I'm always willing to help.